there. I'm recording, so you guys know. I'm going to keep it on me as much as I can, just because I'm going to show you guys some new stuff this morning, a new writing assignment. And then if you have questions, though, just say, hey, say your name. And that way I know, and then you'll come up on the screen and I know who's talking to me in case there's multiple questions. But before I get into the new writing assignment, I just want to say again that I really miss you guys. I wish we could be at school. I feel like this sucks. I don't feel like, I'm helping, I think, as much as I can, but it's just harder, I feel like, to help you guys sometimes. But it's nice because, like, for example, I'm going to pick on Walker. I've done it for some other kids too, but, it's nice because I can be one-on-one with a student. For like Walker and I were on the phone, an hour and a half one day, doing some work and stuff. So it's good, but it's also negative. But I'm here, guys. So if you need something, please email me and I can always set up a time to meet with you or do whatever we need to. All right. So I just want to make sure you guys know tomorrow's Greek and Latin Roots again. I'm going to be sending an email with a list of the work for the week. I'm going to give you guys a little present. This is our last Greek and Latin root list. So I was hoping to go to list 6, but I decided not to. Okay. We're told to kind of like do what we need to do, but also kind of watch what we're doing with you guys, because a lot of students and parents are stating that they're overwhelmed. And so I don't want you guys feeling overwhelmed. And I figured that's one easy thing I can take off. So we're going to finish this list and then we're going to go there. Lit circles, we're on week 3 for this week. What I would like to do for week 4, though, is I still want you to do your reading responses, but I would like to set up so that every group, so no matter what class you're in, if you're reading that book, I want to set up a time with you guys to meet virtually so that we can talk about the books, because I'm hearing a lot of great responses from you guys. And I get really excited when I read your posts and I want to talk to you even more about it. And I can't, because that's why I'm always writing those little things to you. But, and some of you answer back and some of you just go ignore, because I see that, but that's fine. So just, are you guys good for that? Can we meet as groups next week if I set up times and stuff?
We should do it at like noon.
Yeah, I can do it later. I can do it. Well, we're going to do them and I can do it on different days. Like Winter Girls, we could do it on Tuesday at 10 or whatever. We can figure it out. I'll send an email with some times. If you're reading that book, some date, like a day and time, and you guys can look and let me know what works for you. Okay. Okay. And then this week, I'm going to be assigning an annotation test in Kia for you. Here's the deal for that. If you pass the test with an 80% or better, you do not have to do any more annotations for the rest of the school year.
What?
Okay? But if you do not pass the test, I will then still have to give you annotations. Hello, Ethan. Thanks.
Ethan.
So everyone all set with that? And this again is going to be in an email I'm going to send to you guys after we are done meeting, but I just want to make sure you guys know what's going on. Okay. So I will be assigning that for Friday in Kia. I might assign it earlier. Do you guys want me just to assign it when you get it done? You get it done?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And then I want to talk to you guys about the project, Culmination Project, okay? So what it's going to be is, I'm going to present this.
Look up on the top of your screen. Click button on the top of your screen.
All right. So the Culmination Project is, okay, it's showing me what you've learned over the whole school year, all right? It is going to be, I don't know if it's intense or just more cumbersome, because it's a lot of different parts that I'm going to be asking you guys to do. This is the last writing assignment you're going to be doing for me as a paper. So after this, there's no more writing of papers or, for me. okay? We have another project, but that's a reading project, so this is different.
Miss, what
All right.
about the 5-page thing?
This is it right here.
Oh, God.
Okay. So it's going to be a persuasive research essay. And what I want you guys to write about is a career or volunteer opportunity you want to pursue in the future. Now, if you don't know what you want to do for a career, that's fine. Maybe it's something you're interested or maybe possibly doing in the future. It doesn't have to be like, I know for sure I want to be a veterinarian. And that's what you're going to go. Maybe you're interested in becoming a veterinarian. You know, like I did that when I was a sophomore in high school. I was interested in being a veterinarian for quite a few years before, and then I started doing internships and other things, and I figured out I didn't think I wanted to be a veterinarian. So I know you can't do an internship, but at least start figuring out what it is you need for college, or you know how much college is going to be, or things like that. So I came up with 10 questions when looking at a career if you don't know for sure. So I have one about your interests, your skills, your talents, your personality, your values, in education, and then where are there jobs available? You know, for example, if you wanted to be a teacher, you know, you've got to find the right area. You might not be able to stay in Fort Kent. You could maybe, but you know, you got to look at that. How much money do you want to make? Where do you want to live? We know Mia wants to live in California because she's crazy. And why do you want to pursue the career? Okay, so those are things to ask yourself when you're looking for a career. You have to come up with a topic question. So I said a good example of a topic questions are, what are the requirements to be a game warden? How does that fit my interests or personality? A bad example of a topic question would be, what do I have to do in order to be a game warden? That doesn't help you research anything. This question is not going to be in your essay. It's just to help you start figuring out what to research. But if you go back and look at these questions that I asked here, those will help you in your research as well. All right, sources. You have to have one source from Marvel, and I have gone over that with you guys. If you need help with that, it's on my website, or you can ask me and I can help you. And the other source, one, you have to have more than these two, but these are two specific. It has to be an interview. Now, it has to be someone within that career field, meaning if you want to be a logger and your father's a logger, you could interview him. But if you want to be a nurse, you might need to contact someone via email or over the phone. It's probably not going to be done in person unless it's one of your immediate relatives and they're living with you. You have to have an interview. That is a requirement. And then I also said you have to develop questions for conducting the interview, which I have some questions to go over with you guys to help you with that. You are required to write 2 drafts. One draft will be edited by a peer. I will not be editing your pieces. The only thing I see is your final draft. That's it. And I'm doing that because I need to see what is it you have learned. Now, if let's say Ethan emails me and says, Miss, you know, I'm having a hard time with my introduction. Can you help me? This is what I have written. I can meet with you and do that. I'm not going to meet with you and look at your entire paper though. Okay. Make sense, guys? Okay. Anyways, so what should you ask when interviewing? I said, so I came up with, I'm going to be emailing this presentation to you as well, but I came up with some possible interview questions to ask. And I said, on this website, they have a whole bunch that are really, really good. They had 200 possible interview questions to ask for someone with a career. Okay. The biggest thing I want you guys to understand is when you ask a question for when you're interviewing, don't ask simple questions. They're called blank block questions. You want to ask open-ended questions. An open-ended question means I have to answer it with other than a yes or no. So if I say, how are you doing today? And you say, good, that's a pretty block question. If I say to you, what did you do yesterday since it was so beautiful outside? You have to give me some type of feedback versus just yes or no. All right? Okay, here are the requirements. Has to be 5 to 6 pages, double spaced. If it goes a little longer, that's fine, because I've had some kids go like up to 9 pages. I'm okay with that. I don't really want it over 10 pages. This does not include your cover page or your reference page. Okay, needs to be Times New Roman 12 point font. Has to be APA format, meaning you have your header with the comma, the 5 spaces, the page number. You have to have a reference page in ABC order and formatted correctly. You have to have 5 to 7 credible sources. 1 has to be Marvel, 1 has to be your interview, and 3 of your choices. Okay.
Okay, hello.
Now, no .coms or wikis unless I've approved it. Okay. And then these are the other things. This is where it gets tricky, and this is where I'm going to explain something in a minute too. You have to have at least 10 Greek and Latin roots used correctly, grammatically correct, in your writing somewhere. I'm going to be honest, those are really easy to do. You'd be surprised at the roots that you're going to find when you go back. They have to be highlighted in yellow. You have to have 3 different types of figurative language. Only 1 can be an analogy, simile, or metaphor, and these would be in green. Okay, for that reason, because I'm making you do this type of figurative language, I'm also next week, not this week because I'm doing the annotation test. Next week, I'm going to give you a final figurative language test. And if you pass that, we're done with figurative language for the year. Okay. You have to have 3 different persuasive techniques and highlight those in pink. Remember all those techniques I showed you guys? Remember when I showed you the advertisements? And I talked to you about that. We even talked about it with the Holocaust, the different types of persuasive techniques they were using. You have to have 3 different types, really easy. You have to have a thesis statement, transition sentences, a hook, and at least 3 body paragraphs and a strong concluding paragraph. And it needs to be having correct punctuation, grammar, and spelling. I would suggest you correcting your work multiple times. Okay, so I came up with steps. I said, what's your guiding question? Which is the first thing I went over. And then what questions do you need to ask? What sources do you need? Where are you going to find those sources? What information should you include? You know, do your in-text citations. Citation machine, cite fast are the ones I would use. Synthesize your research. Remember, one piece of research shouldn't just be in one paragraph. It should be synthesized throughout and follow APA guidelines. And then I talk to you about editing. We're going to have to work on peer editing. So when you're done your essays, let me know and we'll have to, unless you already have a peer, that's great, figure that out. But if you need help, you're going to have to email me so I can help you with that and let me know that it's ready. Okay. Your peer edited version and your final draft will be uploaded to Empower, and then I will give you a final grade from there. Okay. Any questions?
When are we starting?
You can start today.
Miss
Like I'm introducing this now so that you can start right away. And on my website, again, this is going to be in the email I'm going to send you this morning after we're done this. I have a whole bunch of stuff. This is due June 1st. Okay, so you have time.
Oh, geez.
No, I have time.
You have like 2 months to do this. I mean, it shouldn't even take that long. But I have the presentation I just showed you. I have an online career research, occupations A to Z, or interest surveys. So if you don't know, I also have interest surveys you could do. Career outlooks, like if you want to be a teacher, what does your career look like in the future in the next like 20 years? I told you how to cite your interviews because Cite Fast and Citation Machine don't do that usually for you. And then I gave you a whole bunch of other resources that we already have done in the past, like thesis statements, APA. Marvel, I put that back on there. And then I copy and pasted my requirements so that it's in a list format.
Do you have like an example for us?
Hang on, yep. I have a rubric. And then I actually have an example paper, but I also put on 2 exemplars from past students. So all of that is on that page, which again is going to be on the email I'm going to send you this morning.
Miss Beal.
Yeah.
when we do the interview, we're citating the interview.
You have to cite the interview, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's an easy, like if you look, basically you just put the person's name, their last name,
Okay.
first name. Then you put a semicolon, personal communication, semicolon, the exact date of the interview, and that's it.
You're
And then
done.
when you go to in-text citation, you would just put their last name and the year, and that's it. Okay.
Yeah. I was wondering if you could put up that another Google Doc for all the work we have.
Yeah, I did say that multiple times, but yes, I'm sending that this morning, hon.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it. I didn't want to send it because I'm gonna put the video in when I'm done videoing with you guys. So that way, if anyone didn't make the video this morning, they can watch it. Okay. And see, it's right here. Whoops. No, I don't want that. Let me move that. See, I have it started. I just have to put the video in. I've got everything ready for you guys. Okay. So
Wait,
I'll
could
send.
you also do like missing worksheets? Like are you doing those too?
No, because it would be really, really intense for me to do because it would be pages and pages and pages for me to email. You really just need to use Empower and figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what I'm missing at this point. I think I'm missing.
Yeah. My Empower, it doesn't show my missing work or my next step, so the doc
Yes, it
really
does.
helps.
If it's missing, you would have a little brown box like next to it.
No, I'm saying like the sections don't work.
Oh, that you would need to email Deb on. Something's wrong, or Sharon, because that's an Empower issue.
Sharon.
I've just learned to navigate the list menu.
Oh, okay. Okay. There we go. Now I can come back. Okay.
Wow.
So next week, well, here's my question. Do you guys want your figurative language test this week as well, just to get it done with?
But what's
Or wait till next week?
I forgot what figurative language is.
Paradox, simile, metaphor, onomatopoeia.
Oh, I don't
Idiom.
care. They're not that bad.
What'd you say?
Whatever.
Giselle?
They're not that bad.
Okay, I want to sign it this week then. I'm going to change. And that way, if you get it done, I won't have it due to the end of next week, like Friday. But if you remember, if you pass, then you're done figurative language for the year. Okay. And same thing with your annotations with the test I'm going to be giving.
What happens if you don't pass?
Then I have to continue. I'm going to give you a couple more annotations and then retest you again. Okay.
All right.
Questions for me, guys?
No.
Are we supposed to turn in those annotated articles?
Yeah,
Okay, I don't really know where.
it's under annotations, the annotating folder, and then they're labeled exactly what I have labeled on the top of the sheet. Everyone else no one has questions? No?
No, I can't talk.
Okay. So I'm going to send you this stuff. I'm going to put this recording in. I'm going to send you all that information. And I will assign later today the annotation test and the figurative language test. And let me know if you have questions. Next week, I'm going to meet with you guys. I'm going to go over your 4th quarter book project. Okay.
This is our third quarter due.
3rd quarter was due Friday of last week.
Oh, whoops.
I was supposed to get more books.
Yeah, that's going to be the issue. The 4th quarter book project is not going to, you don't need a new book for it necessarily, which I'm going to explain next week to you. I still want you guys reading, if possible. This is our last lit circles, by the way, guys, because there's no possible way for me to give out more lit circles. I
Yeah,
can't
but
do it.
What if I have to read another book for the third quarter one?
I would talk to your parents and see if you can get a book. Because, I mean, you
Is it
can't even
free
go to the
for-
library anymore. the other thing is, I'm going to try to go to school today. Someone asked me for a book. I'm going to see if they'll let me in, because we can't even go into school. Hey, Mason, I didn't see you.
Amazing.
If you know of a specific book and you want me to leave it at the office and see if they can, because what will happen is when you come, they'll just put it outside the door for you. If anyone knows of one, I can see if I have it in-house, I can do that for you, but I'd need to know this morning. Okay?
Are they both free choice?
The book?
Yeah.
Yeah, yep, yeah.
Okay.
And, oh, while I have you guys, do you still want your daily check-ins? Because some people are saying just a couple times a week and some people are saying every day. I don't mind either way, I just need to know.
Maybe like Monday, Wednesday, Fridays or something.
I don't have much of a preference.
What did you say, Charlie?
I don't have much of a preference.
Okay, not much of a preference. Okay, Austin, what about you?
I don't care.
Okay, Shelby, you said a couple times a week. Delaney?
I don't really care. You can do it like a couple times a week.
Ethan?
Um,
I wish I had coffee.
You don't respond all the time anyways, so I don't know why I haven't on.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Mason?
I don't really care.
Walker?
Don't care.
Lex?
Someone's
Loeb?
She doesn't care.
Julia?
I don't know, every other day?
Okay, Anna?
Every other week, or every,
A couple times a week?
Monday. Yeah, it
Okay.
doesn't have to be like every day.
Mia? Gib?
It doesn't matter to me.
Abby? For Ruby? Max?
I don't care.
You're still waking up. Caden?
I don't really care.
Mad?
I don't
No one
Shelby
cares.
Burgoyne? Mitchell?
I'm good with whatever.
Guys are easy. All right, I'll do it a couple times a week. And I won't today, obviously, because I feel like this is our check-in. So I'll probably just send you one on Wednesday or something and do something fun again, okay? Please let me know if you have questions. Does everyone feel okay with the project I just outlined?
Yeah.
job.
Well, yeah, we have 2 months to do it.
Yeah, I mean, you have plenty of time. The biggest, I'm going to be honest though, don't wait for your interview, because that could be the hardest thing depending on the career you want to go into. Especially right now with the coronavirus, getting someone might be harder. So just make sure, sorry, my dogs are talking. Make sure that I didn't see you there. Hannah, hey Hannah. Make sure you guys are set with that, okay?
Yes.
Hey Dylan, hey Blake, hey T. I didn't see you guys. Are you guys good with a couple times a week check-in?
Yeah.
Okay,
Miss, what if
All
you
right.
can't find someone for the interview?
what'd you say, Eth?
Can't find someone for the interview.
Then you better tell me why you can't find someone. Like, it better be a good excuse. Hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Okay.
I might not be able to
Okay.
find one for my job.
What's your chosen job?
Fusion engineer, there's only like about 120 people working in the world on it, so.
But you might need to downsize and just look at someone who's an engineer then. Versus that specific. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you
Yeah.
might have to do something like that for that being that specific, yeah. But Oakley, stop. Anything else, guys?
Miss, can the interview be one paragraph? Like specific?
Okay, so I want to say thank you for that question. Make sure though, when you're interviewing someone, your interview questions, your answers should be filtered throughout the essay. So for example, let's say, Maddie, I'm interviewing you because you're a teacher and I want to be a teacher. And I say, where did you go for school? What kind of education? What did you find beneficial? That would probably be in the section where I'm talking about what college I'm hoping to go to or what education I'm going to need to get. So then I'm going to talk to them about their job responsibilities. What do they like about their job? What do they dislike? What do they want changed, or, you know, whatever. That could be in where I'm talking about like what I'm excited to do as a teacher. So do you see that when I'm using my resources, they should be pilfered throughout the essay, not just in one area? Does that make sense, Matt? I can't find her now. What'd you say, hon?
Yeah. I'm good.
Okay. Other questions, guys? All right, I'm gonna send you that stuff shortly. Have a good day. Enjoy the snow if you want to. And I'll see you next week. All right, bye, guys.
We're doing this daily?
What'd
I
you
mean,
say?
weekly? We're doing this every week.
I'm gonna be doing it next week again. We're gonna meet for Lit Circles and for the book project. And I know my dogs, sorry. And then we'll continue to talk. Yeah, I'd like to do it at least once a week with you guys, even if it's just a short check-in, just to see how you guys are doing. Okay? Okay. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.